Hey folks, welcome back to Pokemon Y. We're here in the Cyllage City Pokemon Center, and before we head up north to Route 10, there is a little bit of a side path slash shortcut that I want to open up. Also, look at me rollerblading on the bike trail. I'm such a rebel. So you'll recall that when we first were on Route 7, there was a part of Connecting Cave that we couldn't go through because of strength boulders. Well, now we can. I'm just going to throw a repel up real quick. There we go. Don't want any wild Pokemon disturbing my progress. So now that we have strength and can use it on the overworld, Petra can push open this path and grab TM40 Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace, an excellent, excellent move, one of my favorites. Aerial Ace is a flying type move, 60 base power, and it never misses. Perfect accuracy. So it is a vast, vast improvement upon Peck, which is 35 base power and is susceptible to accuracy and evasion modifiers. So now Robin actually has a decent stab move. Always nice to have. We could teach it to our other two, but let's stick with Robin for the time being. Anywho, down here, this is the main connector. Now we can go from Route 7 to Cyllage directly. Frustration's a terrible move, by the way. Gets stronger if your Pokemon hate you, which means the more you use it to win battles, the less effective it becomes. And down here, in case you wanted it, there's a connection between the top and bottom roots of a Connecting Cave. So now that we've done those that boulder pushing, they will stay in place, and we now have a convenient connector between Route 7 and Cyllage City. So if you're interested in, say, frequently going back to the Battle Chateau, or you make a lot of trips to, say, the Pokemon Daycare, or if you're doing a lot of farming down here in the berry fields, and say maybe you're doing a whole lot of that in between episodes and growing several hundred of different kinds of berries and going to like the 3rd or 4th level of the Battle Chateau, using Pokemon that aren't on your main team, and doing that all off screen, then this is a really great shortcut. Because you really don't want to be going all the way around through Route 8 twice on different parts of it through Embret Town, just to make it over here. That would be a pain in the butt, and I don't recommend it. Anyway, let's see if we can get through this without the repel. Nope. You've unleashed my rage. All right, let's throw down the repel. That is the one downside. There are wild encounters in here, so it's not necessarily going to be perfectly quick, but it's a lot fewer encounters than you'll get if you go around the long way. So anyway, the main thrust of today's episode is going through Route 10, Menhir Trail. Now, what the heck does Menhir mean? We will address that in just a bit. First, we've got more strength fun. So what we have up here is a straight up legit strength puzzle. One where you have to push the boulder around in something of a maze and approach it from the right angle in order to get into that pit over there. It's not super difficult, but it is a puzzle, which is more than I can say about, well, the strength stuff we've done so far, which hasn't been much, but also a lot of the strength stuff that was done in Black and White, where this style of strength was introduced. Here we get Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave, very nice move. It paralyzes the opponent as long as they're not an electric type. Anywho, got a trainer here. And already we're getting, with this trainer, a little bit of world building / lore. This place is flowing with power. And this person is a psychic. And that is actually relevant to the design of the area. It's not just a little throwaway line, which again we will address in just a minute. You could call this foreshadowing, but it's that might be glamorizing it a little bit too much. Anyway, Cyllage here. Cyllage is weird. It's really weird. It's a psychic zygote, I think. I don't... Like, it develops into a fetus as it evolves. It's really weird. Anyway, it's weak to bug, so I think we're all good. Also, witness the worst piece of dialogue ever put in a Pokemon game. Whoever wrote that should be ashamed. Alright, and here is the main thing about Menhir Trail. Is these giant rocks. And these are the titular Menhir. Menhir being, I think, a Breton term for these special kind of spiritual rocks that you'll find in places like Karnak. What exactly is up with the real life Menhir is up to debate. It's not really known. Some people think they might have been druid spiritual things. Some people think it was astronomical or astrological or something like that. They have their own purpose here in this game, but I don't think we're going to learn about that just yet. I think that's a late game revelation. Anyway, let's fight some trainers. Wrong lady. Alright, let's see if Petra has anything to deal with this. We could try Strength, or we could switch over and try out Aerial Ace, our new flying type move. And I want to do that, so let's do that. Yeah, don't even try that, Skiploom. Don't even. I'm in no mood. Yeah. Dunsparce, not too bad. So the beauty of Aerial Ace, in addition to being a pretty darn decent move, is that it has pretty high PP, so I don't have to feel bad about it being my only decent move in this area. You know, Return doesn't get stab, and Ember, in addition to being special rather than physical, would be powered down by the rain, so really Aerial Ace is the best way to go. Ooh. We're already getting the Azumarill, huh? I guess it does evolve at level, what, 18? So. Just strikes me as funny that we've already gone the whole gambit of Azurill to Azumarill. Anyway, that rollout could have been dangerous if it built up, but it didn't. definitely. What does she have to say for herself? Why'd she think so intently? Yeah, it's insisting so hard about they're totally just stones that it's one of those, like, very clearly they're not just stones. But I mean, to be fair, your first time here, you'd be like, huh, this is an interesting monument. But you might not really think about what it might mean. But then, you reach this guy. A few years back, this really strange dude named Colrus told him that these big stones emit some kind of special energy. Now, longtime fans of the Pokemon series, and by long time, I mean like 6-ish years, or 3 years before when these games came out, will recognize Colrus as an antagonist from Black and White 2, who was a scientist working with Neo Team Plasma. And so, if he's here and he's like, man, these rocks are special, they're probably special. But what could he have been studying about these rocks? Honestly, when I first got here, oh, hi there, Team Flare. When I first got here, I thought that these rocks looked a lot like tombstones, because they were laid out in such a geometric pattern. Ooh, legend. Okay, there's definitely something special going on with these rocks. There's a 3,000-year-old legend about them. Anyway, we're starting to run into Team Flare a little more often now. They've got some sort of dastardly plan involved with these rocks, and they wanted the fossils and everything, so becoming more of a major part of the story. Golbat, that is not something that I want Petra to deal with. Yeah, eat it, Golbat. So I like this combo I've got going with Robin. We've got Flame Body, which has a chance of burning the opponent upon physical contact, and we've got the Rocky Helmet as our held item, which means that any physical contact move will cause some damage to the attacker. So with those two powers combined, we can actually get a lot of residual or minor chip damage up against the opponent. What does Natural Gift do? Yeah, no. It's all about berries. I don't need berries on Robin. I was just talking about how cool a Rocky Helmet is. Should probably put Vivi up front. Vivi needs a little more experience. The inventor of the Holocaster is stylish. We know who the inventor of the Holocaster is, right? That's Lysander. He's pretty stylish. Team Flare likes him. And let's put Vivi up front. So we got a bunch of people just kind of hanging out here. We've got Psychics, I guess, recharging their psychic power. And we've got just visitors checking things out. Got a Thunderstone, that's awesome. Stones are way too hard to come by in 6th gen, if you ask me. Hey. Hey. Alright, this should be an okay match. I forget how Bug does against fighting. Might be neutral. neutral, but it didn't matter. Alright. And then we've got Kirlia with its newly gained fairy type. Something to bear in mind if you're used to previous generations. I think, again, that made it neutral, if I was reading that right, but didn't need to worry about it, apparently. Anyway, I like, actually, the design of this area in that you've got a pretty regular geometric pattern and path with the rocks, you know, just making a grid. But you've got the grass splayed out in actually a pretty natural formation, you know. It's less grid-like, and it makes it feel like it's an organized, created space that has been slowly encroached upon by nature. And here, another grunt here. Yeah, these grunts aren't causing too much trouble just yet. Quick Claw, very nice. I don't know if I would have needed that, actually. But quadruple effective, never hurts against a Krogunk. I'm actually really glad that the Krogunk shuddered in anticipation, which it does when the opponent has a super effective move, because I would have forgotten that I had Psybeam. Otherwise, I would have just used Struggle Bug. The secrets. What's that? Is that? No, I thought that was a side path. It's not. Also, you can totally just walk around this grunt. But, I refuse to back down from a challenge. Gulpin. Trying to detect a theme to the Flare teams, but I'm not really finding one just yet. Alright. I wonder if I could be using the item finder. This seems like the kind of place where there'd be a lot of hidden items, but I didn't think to look, and I'm not going to waste time doing that. And I think this is our last opponent for this route. Pretty non-threatening route. And this isn't a great matchup. Hoping the level difference will cancel out the... Ooh, that's not good. That was a critical, ow. Cancel out the flying type that Drifloon has. But that wasn't great. Let's try Draining Kiss. Better. So one of the things, I don't know if I've mentioned this, that I'm going to set out to try to do in this playthrough, is finally learn how the heck the fairy type works, what it's effective against, what it's not very effective against, and having Draining Kiss as a move will hopefully help me in that endeavor. Loving that special attack drop. I'm gonna Hippopotamus. That is not something I would have expected. And it brings to mind that I don't have a water-type move yet on my team. I will have to address that at some point. Anyway, Hippopotamus, mainly annoying because of its ability Sandstream, which kicks up its Sandstorm. If you're gonna use it on your team, you'll probably want to have other rock and ground types and steel types on your team so that you don't get schooled by your own ability. But anyway, that wasn't too threatening. And I believe that wraps up Menhir Trail. Also, I'm loving that they actually have different models for different rocks. Some of them are more weathered than others. Anyway, that wraps up Menhir Trail, and we have made it to Geosenge Town. And we will explore Geosenge Town more in the next episode. There's, as always, plenty to look out. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.